Hey. Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to A Pinch of Patience. I'm Cora Bow, and I am excited to share with you guys today one of my favorite books that I have been reading in preparation for this gardening season. I am hiding in a corner, trying to be quiet while my kids are laying down for naps, so excuse the kind of weird lighting here, but anyway, let's get to it. The Resilient Gardener by Carol Depp. Love it. Totally worth a read. I do not actually own it. I've checked it out from the library a couple times now, and I'm not sure it'll be a permanent addition to my library at home, but it is so worth a read, you guys. I found her book when I was searching for recipes and tips on how to use my painted mountain corn that I planted last year. And she actually developed her own strain, her own line of corn called Magic Manna, derived from the Painted Mountain strain. So she was super fun, really informative, a wealth of knowledge, lots of good recipes. And this video is kind of going to be in dedication to her book because it really inspired me to plant some different things this year, or just to focus maybe on crops that are less fun. You know, there's always the fun greens and the different vegetables, and they get a lot of the limelight, and I'm still definitely doing a lot of that. But I want to take a second and focus on those staple crops, those resilience crops. And those in her book she focuses on are eggs, beans, potatoes, squash. Eggs, beans, potatoes, squash. Corn! Eggs, beans, potatoes, squash, and corn. So I'm growing the Painted Mountain corn again. I loved it. It did so good for me here with crazy weather. We had record high heat waves in June, drought, no water, crazy wind, and those corn thrived. They did so good, and it was delicious as well. So definitely I'm planting that again. I'm also putting in a lot of potatoes again. I'm expanding my potato patch, but nothing terribly crazy there. I'm doing a russet potato and then a fingerling mix and the Yukon Gems. Those are the potatoes I'm doing this year. Then eggs. We got our black Australorps last year and we love them. Love them, love them. They're a dual purpose heritage breed. They give us lots of tasty dark brown eggs, and we will eat them when they age out. We plan to do about a 2 or 3 year rotation on our hens and eat the older ladies before their production declines. So that's the plan. We'll see if we can stick to it. Beans. Last year my beans were just demolished by the deer. They stuck their heads through my garden fence and mowed down my pole beans. So I am buffing up my garden fence and expanding the garden, which you can see in another video. And I'm going to try the Good Mother Stollards again. I'm going to interplant them with my Painted Mountain corn and see how that goes. I am also growing 2 bush types of dry beans. I'm going to do the Painted Pony and the Orca dry beans. And I really was inspired to do a lot more dry beans by this book because she made a really good point. She's like, okay, focus on foods that you don't actually have to preserve. So dry beans, and kind of same with the corn, you don't have to do anything extra to preserve them. They're already in a shelf-stable state when they come out of their pod. So definitely doing a lot more of those, but also still doing the dragon tongue and a purple pod bean to do for the dilly beans and the fresh eating. And then squash, same with winter squash. You know, they will store on the shelf for 4 months, 6 months, a year without doing anything crazy. You don't have to have a root cellar. They'll store at room temperature. And they are so packed with essential vitamins and minerals. And then, you know, you can eat the seeds too even. So I'm going to do a lot more squash this year than I have previously. And I have learned some really cool things about seed saving and squash because in the past I have just felt so overwhelmed trying to save squash seeds because they cross so readily. But I've learned something really cool about seed saving squash, and that'll be another video next week, so keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited. So that is it, I think. I'm really excited to be expanding the garden, learning new skills, and being more resilient in my garden and just in life in general. If you guys have any favorite gardening books or resiliency tips, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them. And until next week, see you later.